Welcome to a transformative gardening experience, raised bed gardening. This innovative method is revolutionizing the way we interact with our plants, turning mundane gardening tasks into exciting, rewarding experiences. Raised bed gardening is more than just a trend, it's a horticultural revolution that's sweeping across the globe, winning hearts one garden at a time. Raised bed gardening is a method that involves growing plants in soil that is raised above the ground level, typically enclosed by a frame made of wood, stone, or even recycled materials. It's a practice as old as agriculture itself, but it's gaining renewed popularity among modern gardeners for its incredible benefits. This revolution isn't happening silently, oh no. It's as vibrant and colorful as the lush, thriving plants nurtured in these raised beds. Picture this: a neat, organized garden filled with raised beds, each bursting with life, contrasting sharply with the traditional sprawling garden patches. This image is a visual metaphor for the transformative power of raised bed gardening. But what makes raised bed gardening so appealing, you might be wondering? Well, it's not just about aesthetics, although the neatly organized raised beds do add a charming touch to any garden. It's about the undeniable advantages that this method offers, from improved soil conditions to efficient use of space, reduced weed and pest problems, and even a longer growing season. Raised bed gardening is also a champion of versatility and accessibility. It brings gardening within everyone's reach, regardless of age or physical ability. How? By allowing us to build garden beds at a comfortable height, making it easier to tend to our plants without the backbreaking work that traditional gardening often involves. As we delve into the world of raised bed gardening, you'll see these benefits come to life. You'll see how this method can transform not just your garden, but your entire gardening experience. So, stick around as we uncover the secrets behind the success of raised bed gardening. Let's embark on this journey together, and who knows, by the end of it you just might be ready to join the revolution. The secret to a thriving garden lies in the soil, and raised beds offer the best conditions. Now let's delve into the world of soil. It's far more than just dirt, it's a complex ecosystem teeming with life, and it's the foundation of any successful garden. And when it comes to soil, raised beds truly shine. In a conventional garden, soil compaction can be a significant problem. It's a common occurrence when we walk on the garden or when the soil is too wet. This compaction hampers root growth and makes it difficult for plants to reach the nutrients they need. But with raised beds, soil compaction is virtually eliminated. The loose, airy structure of the soil in raised beds allows plant roots to penetrate deeply and freely, accessing the full range of nutrients available. Another crucial aspect of soil health is drainage. Too much water can drown the roots, while too little can cause them to dry out. Raised beds offer excellent drainage conditions, ensuring that the roots receive just the right amount of water. They allow excess water to drain away, preventing waterlogged soil and keeping your plants happy and healthy. Aeration is another key factor that makes the soil in raised beds superior. Good aeration ensures that the roots of your plants get plenty of oxygen, which is essential for their growth and the overall health of your garden. In the enclosed, elevated environment of a raised bed, the soil remains well aerated, providing an optimal growing environment for your plants. And let's not forget about soil composition. Raised beds give gardeners total control over their soil mix. You can tailor the soil to the specific needs of your plants, adjusting the levels of sand, silt, clay, and organic matter to create the perfect growing medium. In the end, it all comes down to this: better soil means healthier, more productive plants. And when you switch to raised bed gardening, you're giving your plants the best soil conditions possible. With the right soil conditions, your plants will have the best chance at success. Raised beds bring gardening to a whole new level, literally. They offer a unique versatility that traditional gardens can't match. No matter your age, physical ability, or available space, raised beds can be tailored to meet your needs. Imagine a young child, keen to learn about the magic of growing things, easily reaching into a low raised bed. Picture an elderly gardener, no longer having to strain their back or knees, tending to their plants at a comfortable height. Raised beds can be built in a variety of sizes and shapes, making them perfect for balconies, patios, or sprawling backyards. They cater to a gardener's individual needs and preferences, making the hobby more accessible and enjoyable than ever before. The true beauty of raised beds lies in their adaptability. They can transform any space into a thriving green oasis. With raised beds, gardening becomes a joy for everyone. Space is a gardener's most valuable asset, and raised beds make the most of it. Picture this: instead of having your garden spread out with plants competing for nutrients and water, Imagine a compact, densely planted raised bed. Each plant has its own space. Every inch is put to good use. This is the beauty of raised bed gardening. It maximizes your garden's potential, allowing you to grow more in less space. Unlike a traditional garden, where plants are often spaced out to allow for walking paths, raised beds are designed for reach. You can easily tend to every plant from the sides of the bed, eliminating the need for wasteful walkways. This means every square foot is a productive powerhouse. And it's not just about quantity, it's about quality too. The close proximity of plants in a raised bed can create a microclimate, keeping the soil moist and shaded, which can lead to healthier, more productive plants. Raised beds help you get the most out of your garden's footprint. Weeds and pests, the gardener's arch nemesis. But in raised beds they meet their match. The elevated platform of raised beds is not just about comfort and convenience, it's also about control. With your garden lifted from the ground, you're elevating it above the reach of many common garden pests. This makes it much harder for critters to sneak in and snatch your prized tomatoes or nibble at your lettuce. The loose, rich soil in raised beds also poses a challenge for weeds. Weeds thrive in compacted, poor-quality soil, but the conditions in raised beds are far from their comfort zone. And if a weed does manage to sprout, the loose soil makes it easy to pull out, root and all. And let's not forget about the improved access. Raised beds mean you can spot potential problems early and deal with them promptly. So, with raised beds, you're not just growing plants, you're growing peace of mind. Raised beds make the age-old struggle with weeds and pests a thing of the past. Every gardener dreams of a longer growing season. Raised beds make that dream come true. Imagine your seeds sprouting and plants blooming while your neighbor's garden is still dormant. That's the power of raised bed gardening. Raised beds warm up faster in the spring, kickstarting your growing season earlier than traditional ground-level gardens. This gives your plants a head start, allowing them to mature faster and yield a bountiful harvest. Think of it this way, while traditional gardeners are waiting for the soil to warm up, you're already sowing your seeds and watching your garden come to life. This not only boosts your garden's productivity, but also extends the joy of gardening. The beauty of raised beds is that they keep the soil insulated and warm, allowing your garden to thrive even during chilly spring mornings. This extra time can be a game changer, especially for crops that need a longer growing period. With raised beds, your garden's productivity stretches far beyond the traditional growing season. Don't just take our word for it, hear from the gardeners who've made the switch. Let's start with Martha, a retiree who's been gardening for over 30 years. She says, "Switching to raised beds was a game changer. I no longer have to bend over or kneel down. It's made gardening enjoyable again, and I can do it for hours without getting tired." Next, we have Sam, a young father who's recently discovered his green thumb. He shares, "Raised bed gardening has been a fun and educational activity for my kids. We've built the beds together and they love tending to their plants. It's a great way to spend quality time outdoors." Then there's Laura, an urban dweller with limited space. She enthuses, "Raised beds have allowed me to maximize my small balcony space. I've got a variety of herbs, vegetables, and even some flowers growing right in the heart of the city." Our friend Ben, a professional landscaper, praises the practical benefits. "Raised beds have improved my soil management. The soil warms up quicker, drains better, and is much easier to amend. Plus, I've noticed a significant reduction in weeds and pests." Finally, let's hear from Alice, a passionate environmentalist. She says, "Raised bed gardening is a sustainable choice. It's efficient, reduces water waste, and supports biodiversity. I feel like I'm making a positive impact on the environment." These are just a few stories from the hundreds of gardeners who have embraced raised bed gardening. They've found it to be a more productive, accessible, and enjoyable way to garden. The benefits are tangible: better soil conditions, less weeding, more efficient use of space, and an extended growing season. But perhaps the most compelling benefit is the joy and satisfaction it brings to gardeners of all ages and abilities. Raised bed gardening, for a more productive, accessible, and enjoyable gardening experience.